My name is Chandler Griffith, and I am the marketing coordinator at Agribusiness Risk Underwriters, also known as ARU for short. Today, I have with me Amanda Constanza, who is the underwriting manager of ARU's poultry division. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for being here with me today.
Hey, good afternoon. Good to be here.
Amanda was actually ARU's first employee when the company started and was founded in 2016 to bring solutions to the poultry confinement industry. Since its founding, ARU has expanded rapidly and now offers coverage to a variety of other historically challenging classes of business, such as cotton gins, livestock confinement, cold storage, ag processing, etc. ARU was actually just named as a winner of the Triad Business Journal's Fast 50 Award for the third year in a row. And Amanda's leadership has been a key contributor to ARU's success in the marketplace. And she's actually experienced some professional growth of her own. She recently earned her Associate in Insurance Data Analytics designation and was honored as a winner of Insurance Business America's 2023 Rising Stars Award. Today, we are here not only to congratulate Amanda on these incredible accomplishments, but to learn more about her experience in the insurance industry and the future of the farm and agribusiness insurance landscape. So, first and foremost, congratulations on your success, Amanda. These are some incredible accomplishments.
Thank you. Yeah, it's certainly been a very interesting last few months for me.
Yes, it's definitely been a successful past couple of months. So, looking back, how did you even get started in the insurance world?
So I think something that we can all relate to in the insurance field is that we all kind of stumbled into it in roundabout ways. So prior to being at ARU, I actually had been working at startup nonprofits and operations roles and just happened to be in the job market. And I stumbled across a open job listing with ARU. To be quite honest, I also passed that right over because it was an insurance related job and I didn't have an insurance background. And of course, it's scary getting into a new field. So I passed it over. And the only thing that brought me back to it actually was our little chicken logo that was on the job listing. My grandmother's family actually owned and operated a poultry farm with a hatchery. And in the very strange way the world works, the poultry farm actually took a tornado right down the center of the poultry farm itself, completely destroyed the farm. And my family didn't have enough money to rebuild the farm. So we just had the hatchery from that point forward. And honestly, it didn't click for me at that point that if I were to take this job, that it would kind of be like the world coming full circle, that I would now be with a company that would provide for a farm owner in that exact instance to have the funds to rebuild and get their operation back up and running. It was just that little chicken that made me come back and look, and I saw that the skill set pretty much spot on with what I had been doing. I love that ARU was a startup, and having that startup mentality is so special. So I took a leap of faith and just started to grow my insurance knowledge from the foundation up.
I love that story. I had no idea that you come from a family entrenched in the poultry industry. That is very cool and definitely a full circle moment to where you are today, specialized in the poultry industry. Um, Looking back, what would be the advice that you would give yourself when you had first started? Or what advice would you give to other young professionals who are just dipping their toes in the water of the insurance world?
I would say definitely be open to always learning and don't be afraid to be the beginner. It's very easy to stay in our comfort zones and to only learn something new or to branch out when we absolutely have to. But we as humans just change so quickly, and that includes our interests, which then develop into our strengths. So if you're not willing to kind of go out on that limb and see if something new fits you, you could really miss out on a great opportunity. And the insurance field is just so diverse overall that there's truly a role for everyone. So you're not going to know if you found your exact great fit unless you really leave yourself open to those opportunities.
I think that is really great advice and something that people can take with them to be adaptable and to be willing to change, especially coming off from your win of the 2023 Rising Star Award given out by Insurance Business America. And how does it feel to be recognized as one of the most promising young professionals and insurance leaders in the entire country?
It feels great. I was, like many people, committed to a different path in life and had invested a lot of time into something totally different. And so starting in the insurance field was really scary for me, and it was a tough decision. And coming from this very beginner stage to now being recognized among thousands of nominees by a board made up of leaders in the industry is really such an honor, and it's a great feeling. I'm honestly very proud of what I've been able to accomplish so far, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to learn and grow and make a positive impact in the industry.
You have certainly accomplished a lot in a very short time. Can you share some of the key factors that you believe have contributed to your success and to your win of this incredible award?
Definitely finding the right work environment has been key for me. This environment encourages me to pursue my interests and really develop my strengths. The company that you keep in life, whether it's at work or just in your personal life, is really important. These are the people that you learn from and that you learn with. And so, if we're trying to think of innovative solutions and tie in new technology and use data in new ways, you need a team around you that supports you and helps facilitate that. And I think combining that work environment with naturally being very inquisitive and building my confidence over the years that it's okay not to have the perfect answer right off the bat as long as we keep trying. I think that's been the perfect recipe for success.
Well, they say that no success has not come without failures along the way. And I'm sure you've experienced some bumps in your road. So, can you share with me some of the challenges you've encountered and how you've overcome those to get where you are now?
I think overall, just to summarize a lot of the bumps in the road along the way, would be just that would be to say that I just underestimated the insurance industry as a whole. It's a very fast-paced day-to-day workspace. You have to not oversimplify answers and try to find this one-size-fit-all solution because it's not going to work. And you really need to take the time to have that 360-degree view on every situation. And I think I learned pretty early on that to be a truly successful underwriter, you do need to take those several steps back from the immediate situation and understand really what is all going into making the decisions. So, for instance, not just pushing out, a target rate on an account. You need to understand where is that rate coming from? What kind of market pressures do we have? What kind of loss control data points are we going to gather on this? What kind of risk mitigation are we going to ask for and why? Just to name a few things. And once you really take time to understand all of that and to apply it to each situation, that has really made all of the difference.
Well, I really appreciate that perspective, Amanda, because there are a lot of challenges that every company in the insurance landscape has to face. For example, one of the biggest challenges that we face in the farm and agribusiness specific niche is that there's a constant churning of carriers rapidly entering and exiting the market. There have been a rise of severe weather events in 2023, and there's a lot of factors that companies can't control. So, what can they control? What can they be doing to remain profitable? What can they do to have that 360 view that you were speaking of?
A lot of times I think it's forgotten that insurance really rose out of social responsibility to make sure that there are resources available when an individual or in some cases a whole community have these events happen that sometimes are truly devastating, that there's resources available for them to bounce back from that situation. And unfortunately, we've heard from a lot of our brokers over the last few years that there are a lot of companies that are dipping in and out of maybe just a region or the poultry market as a whole. It's difficult for all of the parties involved, but especially the policyholders. And that's been one of our top missions here at ARU is to be a sustainable and stable solution for our policyholders, for our brokers, and for the market as a whole. And I think the last few years have really highlighted the importance of truly being an expert in what we're writing or what anybody's writing and making sure with how quickly the world is changing, as you pointed out, with the weather changes, the economy, whatever it might be, that everybody is really tracking that in a meaningful way, understanding what that data is telling them, and then formulating actionable plans from those results. I like to think of decisions at ARU as being the perfect intersection of where expertise meets data. And that's really what drove me to try to strengthen my data analytics skills and how I found the AIDA designation. Since day one, ARU has really recognized that data is going to play a huge role in our success. We really pride ourselves in our loss control workflow specifically. we get out and we see every single farm that we're insuring. So we sincerely have seen every single poultry house that is on the books. We collect hundreds of data points and we use that data to start to formulate the best loss control response we can and to help mitigate losses, because really that's best for all players involved. So when we're reviewing all of these data points, it's allowed us to be more proactive than reactive. And that's really where we're gaining the AIDA designation is fit in. It's bridged that gap between having all of the data and knowing what we want to get from it. And so now we know how to get that information from there.
How do you see the insurance industry as a whole using data analytics?
I think it's going to be pretty synonymous with running any sort of insurance operation. More and better data is always being collected. I don't think that's a secret to anybody at this point. And it's more readily available. It's more easily translated to different fields. And I think we've already seen a lot of it in the insurance field, but I think this trend is going to continue to broaden and kind of be similar to what a lot of us have seen in sports over the last couple of decades, where we're going to have these kind of key teams or companies that are really going to invest in data analytics, understand how to use that data, and really use that to drive successful results. And then there's going to be this environment then where if you don't kind of hop on that train, you risk being left behind.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Amanda. And I know that nobody wants to get left behind. And to not get left behind, you have to be on top. So, what do you see? What trends can you predict for the future of the insurance landscape that people can get ahead of and be proactive to instead of reactive?
A lot of us would be hesitant to try to predict too much about the upcoming years, but I think it's pretty safe to say that a lot of what we've seen over the last couple years are going to continue to be the big items to be focused on. So staying in tune with the economic changes, staying agile when it comes to both being proactive and reactive to the weather patterns we've seen, and balancing all of that with trying to have a stable product that's also profitable while truly serving all of the players involved, and those players being the insurers, the policyholders, as well as the public as a whole.
So, now that we've discussed the future of the insurance landscape and your recent accomplishments, what is the future for you? What is next?
So I do already have my eye on a couple additional designations just to continue to round out my overall knowledge in the insurance field. But really, I'm very excited to try to apply some of the knowledge that I gained through the AIDA designation. I have several projects that I started over the years that I just didn't know how to get over the finish line. And I think with this knowledge, we really will be able to refine what I've gathered and have some action items for good opportunities for improvement. And I guess just overall trying to keep up the same mentality and the pace that I've had coming into the insurance field and taking that momentum forward and continuing to learn and grow.
You're an absolute powerhouse on the team, and it's been amazing to watch you. And I can't wait for what the future holds. So, congratulations again on all your success.
Thank you so much. So glad to be here today.